got to make it back to me buy a mayor of America. Now, so when people begin to say some craziness, allow them. I don't have their time.
Unsubstantiated loan transaction with JNS Talent Center Limited. The audit report also highlights a deeply concerning financial transaction involving JNS Talent Center Limited, a company owned by Reverend Kusi Boateng, a member of the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. A letter dated 26 August 2021 from the Executive Director of the National Cathedral Secretariat requested a loan of 2.6 million Ghana cedis from JNS Talent Center. However, no loan agreement was cited to establish the terms, conditions, interest rates, or repayment obligations of the facility. Despite this glaring omission, the amount was subsequently repaid to JNS Talent Center Limited using project funds. The absence of a formal agreement raises serious red flags regarding transparency, due diligence, and potential conflict of interest.
Now I got to make it back to me buy a mayor of America. Now, so when people begin to say some craziness, allow them. I don't have their time. I don't have their time. And time will prove. So don't worry. Be free. Okay? So tomorrow, 5 to 7 a.m., be here. They say this week, dedicate it to the Lord. Me that I'm standing here, yesterday till today, yesterday I only took a bit of soup.
Yes.
Today I'll just take a bit of soup. Yes. Wednesday, if I can, I'll just take water. And then I'll finish on Sunday. And I'll still be the one ministering.
Yes, sir.
I don't have any superpowers. But I've told myself that there's too much at stake. I have told myself that the enemies have survived too long. I have told myself that something has to happen. Hey. This time around, my bullets shall go straight to the target. Lift up your two hands.
The agreement between the National Cathedral Secretariat and the Mahama Group, initially signed for a 1-year term beginning 9th March 2020, was subject to renewal on agreements of the parties. The renewal was never done. Despite this, payments of the Mahama Group continued, amounting to $523,521, a clear violation of contract governance protocols. Furthermore, the Mahama Group confirmed receiving $110,630.56 for organizing fundraising events in Houston and New York, all in the United States, purportedly aimed at securing support from external investors. Strangely, these events yielded no tangible results in terms of donations or investment, raising serious concerns about the prudence of this expenditure and the absence of performance-based accountability. Even more troubling is the overlap in responsibilities and associated costs between the Mahama Group and Cubic Maltby, a subcontractor. Although the Mahama Group was assigned coordination and oversight roles during phase 1 of the project, Cubic Maltby was separately contracted for the same project management and coordination services at a cost of $592,500. This figure represents approximately 87% of the total $675,000 paid to the Mahama Group over the same period, indicating a clear case of paying two entities for the same work where it was unclear which of them was actually doing the work and which was taking government money for free. This apparent lack of clarity and delineation of responsibilities reflects poorly on project oversight and resource management. Additionally, reimbursable expenses amounting to $24,000 $498.17 were paid to the Nehemiah Group for items completely unrelated to construction oversight. These include costs that fall outside the intended scope of their engagement, further compounding concerns over inefficiency, a lack of accountability, and the effective use of public resources on this project. Furthermore, inconsistencies were identified in the 2021 records of donations received through the short code and Momo Pay ID platforms. The trial balance showed a variance of 42,791 Ghana cedis for short code receipts and 72,944 Ghana cedis for Momo Pay ID receipts when compared to the corresponding donation schedules. Notably, no such records were made available for 2022 and 2023, raising questions about the continuity of record keeping and transparency. In addition, lapses in internal controls were identified. The oath of secrecy documents required of procurement committee members was neither signed nor dated, containing only the names of members, a clear deviation from standard corporate governance practices. Equally troubling is the failure of management to produce supporting documents for several transactions, including board secretary expenses, office costs, and accommodation for a symposium hosted by the Biblical Museum of Africa. Out of a total of 949,847 Ghana cedis, an amount of 292,681 Ghana cedis remains unsupported. Unsupported expenditures and weak financial oversight in financial year 2022. The audit report for the 2022 financial year uncovers a troubling pattern of poor accounting practices, unsupported expenditures, and lapses in financial oversight at the National Cathedral Secretariat. A key example involves accommodation payments from Mr. Kari Samis, who was lodged at the Movenpick Hotel from 16th to 28th February 2022 at a cost of 18,500 Ghana cedis. However, only 4,976 Ghana cedis was recorded in the books, with no documentation accounting for the remaining 13,524 Ghana cedis, which was reportedly a refund issued by the hotel but not traceable in the financial records. Additionally, a trip to the United States by Dr. Paul Opoku Mensah and Reverend Kusi Boateng cost a total of 28,433.60 Ghana cedis, drawn from the Fidelity USD account on 12 October 2022. Strangely, despite this prepayment, a separate approval of $20,504.95 for the same trip was later granted by the Chief of Staff on 18th October 2022, raising concerns about duplicated approvals and a lack of coordination in financial planning. Further issues include payments totaling $17,000 made under accountable interest without supporting documentation, covering hotel accommodation, which was $15,000, internal transportation of $1,000, and incidentals of another $1,000 for two unnamed officials. The absence of receipts or accountability for these funds suggests weak internal controls. Moreover, a memo from the head of operations authorized 20,000 Ghana cedis for payments to bloggers and media houses. However, there was no evidence of approval from the Director of Finance and Administration. While 14,700 Ghana cedis was disbursed, no documentation exists to confirm whether the remaining 5,300 Ghana cedis was refunded. Lastly, the Secretariat paid 117,180 Ghana cedis, equivalent to $18,000 at a rate of 6.51 Ghana cedis at the time, to the board secretary in January 2022 to rent accommodation. Yet again, there was a lack of supporting documentation to substantiate the purpose, duration, or approval basis for these payments. Non-compliance with the law in the composition of the Procurement Committee. The audit report revealed that the National Cathedral of Ghana project violated Section 20 and the first schedule, that is category B, of the Public Procurement Act 2023, Act 663, as amended by Act 914, in the establishment of its Procurement Committee. The committee, as constituted, failed to meet the legally mandated composition, including the absence of the key statutory members required by law. In addition, the roles of chairperson and secretary were improperly designated, contrary to the clear provisions of the Act. This non-compliance undermines the legitimacy of documentation of procurement decisions taken by the committee and raises serious questions about the integrity and legality of the procurement processes executed under its authority. Now, in view of the above, which rock the very foundation of the project and the work of the secretariats and raise serious questions about the use of public funds, President John Dramani Mahama has directed that the following steps be taken. 1. The National Cathedral Secretariat, which used to operate from here at the presidency, stands dissolved as of 1st May 2025. Now, the National Cathedral Ghana was registered as limited by guarantee. In view of that, the Attorney General has been directed to take legal steps to ensure the dissolution of the Board of Trustees, so that the significant amounts of money, indeed hundreds of millions of Ghana cedis, precisely $97 million of public funds, have gone into this project. It is unclear at this stage how much money the churches or other individuals have contributed, but that will be unearthed by the forensic audit that will be carried out. And as I indicated, to the extent that evidence of wrongdoing is established against anybody, action will be taken in that regard.